Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports YouTube channel, where today we're going to be previewing Germany versus Sweden. Two European teams going up against one another. Potentially they could know each other similarly kind of way, maybe, I don't know. But Germany, of course, need to make sure that they get a result in this game after going 1-0 down against Mexico and ended up losing that game. The first team to be the first defeat in the World Cup opening game since 1982. So they need to make sure that they get themselves back onto the trend, because in that same kind of year they went to the final itself. So maybe if you believe in the omens, then that's certainly going to be happening. As we record this, sorry to break the fourth wall here, Sweden and South Korea are still playing against each other, but it's kind of an even game, so we'll take that as it is and use it for our own analysis and predictions for this Germany game. So Andrew, Germany coming into this one after that 1-0 defeat against Mexico certainly need to change things around quickly in order to make sure they get to the knockout stages of the World Cup.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I mean, it was a slight shock that they lost against Mexico, but I don't think it's not a major shock, because Mexico aren't, they're no mugs. But it was just more the manner of the defeat. It was embarrassing. It was slow. The German team was just so slow in terms of transitioning the play. The centre halves were. It was as if you can kind of commend them in the way that they had their game plan they were sticking to with a high line, but when you've been ripped apart so many times by the same three attacking players, you're thinking maybe we need to alter this a little bit. So yeah, I think they need to make a lot of changes. Junior Brandt looked lively when he came on against Mexico, so maybe give him a chance, because I thought Draxler was pretty non-existent.
He wasn't that great, was he?
No, so you're thinking give Brandt a go. He looked lively when he came on. But other than that, I don't really know. You look at it, you're thinking Marco Reus is one of their key players, and he barely had a kick. You're looking up front at their options. Timo Werner I like a lot, and he had a bright start for the first maybe 20 minutes when it was more end-to-end before Mexico firmly put their foot on it. But then if you're looking at other attacking options, Mario Gomez, no. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough one for the Germans to get out of this group at the moment.
Yeah, it could be a struggle to see where the goals would come from. Certainly, you want Brandt and likes of Royce and that to really step up if there's no other options other than Werner up front, because Gomez isn't exactly the striker that he once was. I just remember my mind back to 2006, and he had a pretty decent tournament then. But it's not been the same since then, kind of way, when he was pairing up with Klose. I mean, they're missing that kind of attacking threat, aren't they, Germany?
Yeah.
And certainly going against.
I suppose Thomas Muller can do the job, but it depends where they play him, because they tend to play him more off the striker or in one of the wide positions. And he's one of those players where for years Thomas Muller's baffled me, where he. To look at from the outside, just if he took one 90-minute performance blankly, then he's not overly quick, he's not overly skillful, he's not strong. But it's just he has that knack of being in the right place at the right time. His movement is key. He reads the game well. So I think it could be that they have to look on him to try and step up, give him a more prominent role, make him a more key figure. But then to do that, then you rely on something like Ozil to be linking up the play, or Toni Kroos if he's not sitting deep. So it's a tricky one, especially this next game against Sweden is key, because I think the South Koreans could do to Germany what Mexico did if they're not careful. So I think that they really need to get a solid footing against Sweden in the next game. Yeah,
a lot of people will look at this Group F and say Sweden are certainly probably the weakest group and the one that everyone should be trying to win against. But Sweden have got their own strengths really in terms of defence. They're kind of really good, strong in that kind of way. They're easily able to set themselves back, but they don't go really on the attack that much. So there's not a lot of options open at the back. No. Potentially, then this Germany high line that they played against Mexico could work against them, but as we said, we need the likes of Kroos really to step up, and Khedira in that Germany midfield to really provide the attacking options for Germany moving forward. Yeah,
Khedira, I thought Khedira looked poor. You look at the Germany team from back to front in the Mexico game, and the majority of them looked poor. Like I said, I thought Timo Werner had a good first 20 minutes. Kimmich looked good going forward initially, but he just wasn't getting back. But I thought Khedira was really poor. Ozil didn't offer anything. Kroos was, I thought, on the midfield, he was the best that they had on the day. He was one trying to get things going, but naturally he's quite a deep sitting player, so that's where you think you look at Ozil as he's the more advanced midfielder who should be trying to tie it all together. I worry for the Germans a bit, but then there's the age-old adage where you can never rule out the Germans, because they're built for tournament football. They're thorough, so I'm sure Joachim Löw's got them going through the paces in training, and they could surprise us. The other things, well, like you said, Sweden are probably looked at as the poorest team in this particular group, and I don't know if they've got enough to really trouble Germany. I could see it being a draw. Emil Forsberg's massive for them.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's not really that much. I mean, like Seb Larsson's still in the squad, and I always like Seb Larsson.
I enjoyed Seb Larsson at Sunderland. Great free kick taker.
Exactly, that's it. But must be getting up for 33, 34 now, and I don't even know where he's playing these days. But it's you're thinking if that's the case.
My brain a bit then. I can't think either. So.
Yeah. No, it's I don't think Sweden have got enough to really trouble Germany going forward. But likewise, the Germans don't look great going forward themselves.
No, they certainly don't. I mean, this could be therefore an open contest in this game as to who could come out with all the 3 points, or if it's a share of points or whatnot. How do you think the game's going forward? Who do you think is going to win this potential tie?
I think it'll be a draw. I think. I don't know. Before we started talking about this, I was thinking maybe a 2-2 draw, but just from talking it through, I'm thinking it's going to be really dour.
It's amazing what previews can do these days.
Yeah, it removes all your optimism. No, I think 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0.
Fair play. I think with the mentality of Germany, they have to bounce back in some kind of way, especially with that Mexico loss. And being a big side, maybe they just need a game to get into the fluid of it. You know, we saw it with Spain back in 2010. They lost their first game against Switzerland, came back and won the whole thing. So I'm not going to say Germany's going to win the whole thing right here, right now, but I think there's a way for them to get back into this group and to potentially still finish at the top of it. So you're going to go for a Germany and Sweden draw. I'm going to go for a Germany and Sweden high-scoring draw. 2-2, I think it's going to be. I'm still really concerned about these defensive worries. If Joachim Löw says to this German side, let's drop this defensive line a little bit and, you know, let's have the midfielders have a bit more creativity and fluidity, then I could say Germany potentially could go on and win. But at the moment, I can't see it because they didn't switch on to it during the Mexico game and they paid the price for it and losing their opening game. So I agree with you. I think it's going to be a draw, but I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, in my opinion. All right, so those are our predictions and previews for Germany versus Sweden. What is your own predictions? Let us know in the comments box below this video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more Let's Talk Sport content, and we shall see you all very soon.